The troubles we face today are the programmatic remnants of a government that was too large, too complacent, and too wasteful. A government whose structural weaknesses were harshly exposed by the stress test that is this recession. We will have countless opportunities this year to address these troubles. But my personal priorities for this recession and this session can be summed up with 2 R's: reform and restraint. Now, I know what you're thinking. There should be 3 R's. I agree with you. But Senator Alexander told me we could only afford 2 R's, so there you have it. When looking at opportunities for reform, 2 leap out at me: pension reform and Medicaid reform. First, we must reform the Florida retirement system. Defined benefit plans are rapidly becoming a thing of the past. This has already happened in the private sector because of their prohibitive cost. And unlike most other states, we have defined benefit plans to which the public employees make no contributions. This is a dinosaur we have nurtured in Florida. In today's economic environment, we simply cannot afford to feed a dinosaur. Make no mistake, I yield to no one. In my high regard for our public employees, my experience tells me that these men and women are able and dedicated professionals, and I'm grateful for their hard work, as we all should be. But while public service may be a calling, it is still a job, not a magic cloak that can hide one from reality. Pension reform must be a priority this year. Medicaid reform is essential. I applaud Speaker Cannon for his leadership on this issue. Senators Negron, Gates, and Garcia have already done outstanding work with the help of our minority leader, Senator Rich. We can realize the savings that result from competition and managed care in Medicaid without sacrificing quality and always putting patients first. This is a massive undertaking, a real paradigm shift. But coming to grips with Medicaid is a duty we cannot shirk. The increasing Medicaid population, rising healthcare costs, and unfunded federal mandates have created a black hole that will swallow the state budget sooner than later if we do not act promptly. My second R, restraint, may be a goal more difficult to achieve than reform. It is always hard to change long-standing programs and laws, each with its own powerful and vocal constituency. But changing ourselves is something else altogether. Everyone in this room knows what I mean. If they've ever tried to lose weight, stop smoking, exercise regularly, or in the case of most politicians, listen when someone else is talking. Present company excluded, of course. And while we've done much better of late, primarily out of necessity, restraint has historically not been one of the distinguishing characteristics of any legislature. But it is my belief that we can learn restraint and even institutionalize it in some cases. We must, of course, continue to hold the line against new taxes, however great the strain. I doubt any of you thinks now is the time to increase taxes on hardworking Floridians. I know most of us believe that the appropriate frequency of tax increases roughly coincides with the appearances of Halley's Comet. And I agree with you. And taxes have no more ruthless enemy than I. Now, whether we can actually reduce taxes at this present time in a responsible way remains to be seen. If anyone can show me how we can realistically feed the increasing multitude with even fewer fish and less bread than we have now, then I will gladly follow him.